Music Matters, the first in-person Illusion Hills interview with the entire band. Let's clap it up. All right, gentlemen, thank you for doing this first off. Much appreciated. Known you all for quite a minute at this point, but there's some new faces here, some old faces, some familiar faces. We got it all here, but I'm very excited. Want to do this for a very, very, very long time. So, yeah, I think the way I want to structure this is mostly kind of like a panel thing, since there are so many voices talking. Want to get everybody heard. So I'll probably ask a question, and then if somebody wants to jump in and answer it, feel free, and then we can kind of just pass it back and forth and fill it out from there, all right? Yes. All right. Okay, cool. So first thing I want to talk about was kind of the new project. Listening to it was really interesting to me because it definitely feels like it veers away from some of the more traditional sounds that Illusion Hills played with in the prior years of the band, which I thought was really cool. And I feel like it embraces like a more hip-hop heavy sound, especially in a direction with like, I don't know, some of Size verses especially feel like they're way less produced and way more raw. There's a lot of like raw emotions and just raw tone in this project as well. So kind of going into it first and just kind of jumping in there, what do you guys think stylistically were the biggest lessons that you learned throughout the making of this project, and how do you think it differed from the prior stuff?
Nah, I see you, bro. I already got the mic.
I guess like the lessons that we learned, I don't know. It's been like, this project's been like 2 years in the making. So it's definitely just been a process, and like there's been so many different iterations of it. Just really trying to like figure out like what we wanted to do sound wise, and kind of get this more mature version of us. Like before this project, our last project that we put out was Come Outside When the Lights In, which was like 2 years ago, and I feel like we're very different humans than we were back then. And so kind of just talking about everything that's happened in between then. I feel like that was like the best way to go about it. Also, like we all love rap so much, and so like even though we do genre bend a lot, like we definitely were like, let's make rap the focus, and that'll allow us to like say as much as we want on the project. Also the addition of Salad as a vocalist definitely added a lot of his perspective on everything, which I think is such a plus, and a much needed vocalist on that project, as well as Bray, which also, did you want us to introduce ourselves?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. I was like, but yeah, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I'm MJ. I do vocals. I produce, help out with visuals. Yeah.
It's Psy. Realest nigga out of my city, but I be rapping though.
You got like your goatee.
Huh?
It's okay, never mind.
Turn it, Brad. This right here is who I'm talking to. Always that little white sticker.
That white.
Okay, hey.
Hey.
I'm Bray. I'm a vocalist.
I'm Alex.
What do you do, bro?
I'm Illusion Hills' biggest cheerleader. And a manager, I guess, maybe.
I'm Salad. I guess I'm a vocalist now, and I do the graphic designs. Those are some cool covers, right, guys? Hey! And I help out with visuals with Brandon. Me and Brandon get getting freaky on the camera.
Oh
my God, it's you.
My name is Armin. Hey. I produce.
Yeah, vocals on a couple songs too.
Yeah, I do.
You just became a member.
Yeah, I'm the newest member of the group. Yeah.
Hey. Oh, I got one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Nonchalant.
I'm Jay. I sing, produce, kind of. Do guitar stuff, and yeah. That's really
Huge.
Major.
I'm Brandon. I'm a creative director and video director for Illusion Hills.
Huge.
I'm Luis, and I'm also Illusion Hills' second biggest cheerleader behind Alex.
Yeah.
There you go. Try to go slide.
I'm Pada, and I'm the video editor for Illusion Hills.
Pada. Give him something. Give him something.
No.
No. Do it once. Do it
No,
once.
you have to let it come up naturally. Nothing.
Is he gonna rap?
You know what?
Wow. That was special. Great introductions. Talking about the genre a bit more, do you guys feel like there was more you could say in the world of rap opposed to the world of like whatever you call you were doing first, like pop, hyperpop, whatever it is? Do you feel like kind of moving into this new stylistic place you had more to say, or do you feel like it was different at all? There were some specific tracks I want to talk about, some of the lyrical content, because it definitely felt pointed in a way that I thought was really cool, and it wasn't as like specific on some prior projects. So just kind of on that, do you feel like you had more to say? I think Sai was tapping me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For me, like growing up. Oh, thank you.
And then there you go. That little white dot. What you want to talk into right here? That guy.
Oh, awesome. Hi guys.
Embarrassing.
Had some shit on my face earlier. So I feel like me growing up, like all different types of raps and shit. So I feel like it connected with me more like on like a different level. Fuck you, MJ. But I also, if someone dies, just know.
Bro, get the simple question. Yes,
but nah, I definitely. MJ is gonna die soon. I will say though that for me at least, like I definitely have tried to up my writing in these last years, and when it comes to rap, it's definitely like something where like your writing has to be there in order to really get your message across. So yeah, I definitely just for sure like all aspects, like production, everything, it just with this new direction that we're going, it's like I don't know, it just hits different just because like you can do like anything else, but for me it's like, bro, like I grew up listening to rap, so this is like the realest shit ever.
Yeah. Do you feel like through the course of making this project there was anything you changed in your writing process that made it easier? Because I noticed the same thing. I think most of my favorite verses from you are on this project. I love your writing on it. Do you think like that step was a change in your process? Did you find something new, or did it just kind of everything click in a new way?
I feel like I talked about like a lot of shit going on in my life more. Like I feel like before it was kind of just like hypotheticals, like things that could happen in someone's life but not necessarily was happening, but could be. But I feel like now I was like more open to talking about like some shit that like was really like affecting me at the time, and it just really hit more for sure.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. I had a question about that too. I was curious about just the lyrical content on this project. As I said, feels a lot more raw, a lot more emotional. Not that, you know, prior stuff wasn't authentic, but it just feels like you guys have tapped into a new, like, more emotional kind of, just like rawer side of what you're doing. Being in such like a huge group with so many members and so many moving parts, is it ever difficult to like find the courage? I know probably not every song's recorded with everybody there, but you know that everybody's going to hear it and everybody's going to be in tune to what you're going through and what those lyrics are about and what the writing is about. You have to be very, very open, I think, which is a big thing as a group like this. How have you guys kind of began to curate a culture where you felt that comfortable to like be yourselves around each other and be as honest on the mic as you want to be and like not hold back when you're around each other?
To be honest, man, I mean, I think you could tell, like, we're just homies. Like, we love each other. Like we're just, right now, like, this obviously is an interview. We're like we're hanging out though. You know what I mean? So like, I think we've like just gotten so accustomed to having each other around and being a part of that journey. Like, these guys have lived with each other for the last 2 years. You know, and in that they've like been able to like find a place where it's like, oh, you're in this story. You know what I mean? Like, I've told you about this before, or like whatever I'm writing about. So like me making a song about it and you also make music, like it just kind of works. Like, you were there, you know what it's like, and then also you can like help me fulfill a vision. Like, and that's just, I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, like even with the addition of Armin and like all the members who weren't even like core members to begin with, like when the foundation of IH was like beginning, like we've been friends with Armin for what, like
4 years?
Yeah, like 4 years. Friends with Salad for 4 years as well. Apple 4 years. Luis.
Sorry, Luis.
But like legit, like these are all like for real, like we're all best friends on like every single level. Like it's like everything that we talk about in the music, like we all already know about each other. So it's like we witness it. We witness all like the events that are occurring like firsthand. So it's like, if anything, it helps us get out like everything, like all the emotions and all our thoughts onto paper, and it's really kind of a therapy for sure.
It's also a very encouraging environment because like even being more new to like working with a bunch of people, everyone's like super like, I want to hear what you got, I want to know what you're thinking. Everybody's like voice is heard and everybody's input is like taken into account, and that's like really important.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy the aspect that like everybody's come from so many different places too, and like that in itself creates an environment to be able to like share more, because we have like so many different, I don't know, perspectives, exactly. And I just think that's really special. Cool, so
that makes total sense. I feel like when you have that many different perspectives as well, like it can go one of two ways, right? It's like either you can like find the value in them and find the difference in perspective and realize the the beauty in that, or you can go the other way. And when things aren't aligning exactly, you don't even stop to question why. You just keep pushing forward and hold that resentment, which I think is something in a big group like this, that the communication like obviously has to be there, especially between. I was thinking about this earlier, but obviously between you guys being like a multimedia group is like you're doing your own visuals, all the production is you. You're not outsourcing anything. Like it's all in-house. It being that kind of thing, I was curious, this is I guess a Brandon Paddock question as well, but I was curious about the way that like the vocalists and the producers intertwine with the filmmakers and how often those ideas are passed back and forth. For example, when you have an idea for a video, is it coming from MJ to Pata and then it's they're together figuring out the best thing in between it, or is it more of like a MJ will come with the video, Pata will do it, or Pata will come with the video, MJ will do it? What's that process kind of look like, and how do you tote the line between like valuing both those perspectives?
I think first, I think step one is us all.
Bro, we're right back to holding it the wrong way, bro.
Oh, got it. Okay. Got it. So I think it's first, when we're putting together a project, like video interference or zero, the first step is to build a world for what we want it to be like. Am I doing something wrong? What's going on?
Bro, we haven't even announced it.
Cut that part out. Yeah, just bleep it.
All right, so when we're like a project like video interference,
And nothing after that.
like it's world building. So like we build a world before everything we do. What's so funny over here? I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to spit truth right now. Goddamn.
Should have spit facts right now.
And so it's all world building. So it's like, I guess all of us already have an idea of what we want our world to look like. So it's like when someone comes up with an idea, it's not something that's completely like out of the ordinary. It's like something that would make sense in the world. Right now, we usually when we come up with video ideas, it kind of depends, man, because I'm just in New York City. Like I'm in New York a lot. Like, it kind of like, I don't know. I'd say if I've learned anything about what we're trying to do right now and the amount of content that we're pushing, we're kind of just open to having ideas and whatever is working at the moment for us, whatever we could get made, as well as like whatever we think, like, yeah, whatever. I've kind of learned that we can't be too picky about everything in a way.
Yeah.
It's like not all of us are always gonna be able to be super happy about the visuals, or all gonna be super in line with whatever is coming out all the time, because we are 10 different people with 10 different life experiences at the moment. Like you can't, there's just no way. And if at one point we're all, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, like this is exactly what I've wanted to make our entire life, then at that point we're all the exact same person. It's like wow. I think we're kind of what was the question anyway?
Just the way in which the filmmaking intertwines with the music, and how do you create an environment with both those ideas are valued at the same token?
Yeah, I think literally hanging out, talking about stuff, watching, sharing stuff, and then whoever hits the idea first, whoever has the right idea. There's like a million times where me and MJ would go back and forth about an idea. And then sometimes he'd just be like, I don't like it, or I'd be like, I don't like it. And there's like moments where you're like, goddamn, I really thought about this idea and now it's just going in the garbage. But like that, like the reality is that
you sound like you're talking about a pre.
The idea is that we're all looking to, like, for each video we're constantly looking to find an idea that is, you know, extraordinary. So like I don't cut that part out. What the fuck? We're all looking to find like the perfect idea, right? So when someone comes up with something and it's not great, it's never supposed to be personal, because in our own minds we're all artists. We've all you know, denied 1,000 of our own ideas every single day.
Yeah.
So if someone else has an idea and you don't like it, it's not personal. It's just like the same way that you deny another one of your ideas. Period.
And I feel like I want to elaborate on that, because it's not like just like when they're talking about video stuff, like it's with the music, it's when Salad's like designing like a shirt, like it's really anything. It doesn't even have to be just about the videos. Like if MJ doesn't fuck with my verse, like he's gonna tell me that, and vice versa. Or if we don't fuck with something that's going on with production, we'll let that be known. So it really just goes into all aspects of the art.
Yeah.
That
makes sense. I feel like that communication that you were just talking about is like huge. I think it's really easy to get checked out if you just allow things to keep happening that you don't like fully think is sick. But I also think it's cool, Brandon, that you were kind of pointing out, like, as soon as you guys all agree on something, that kind of takes out the individual personalities like within the group, and that whole value of having this many people and this many brains and this many minds is kind of eliminated. That's a really interesting perspective. I've never quite thought about it like that. I guess that kind of ties into my next question really well. I was curious about that, just like having that many people in the group. Obviously there's going to be so many different opinions that are being thrown out 24/7, 365, and so many different perspectives, and, you know, different life experiences, and all that obviously plays into the art. But with this project specifically, the rollout for it felt like really intentional, like all the social stuff, all of the like the world building, all of the branding behind everything. It just felt incredibly consistent and incredibly like it felt like a world for sure. And like on that note, I was really curious, having so many people, like I could see it being really easy to kind of like try to embrace that, but then just overthinking it because somebody would disagree at every single step of the road. Like, I'm sure that's a very difficult thing, but how do you guys kind of balance the line, I guess not only in the world making or the world building part of it, but also in the music and the visuals? How do you kind of took the line between overthinking and just like popping something out and saying, fuck it, it's done, let's run with this? How do you kind of find that balance between the two things and not just like tweak it a million times because a million people are working on it?
Low key, I think Sal should take this one.
Yeah. To be honest, man, I think like honestly, I think like IH is like a marriage, man. You got to pick and choose your battles. Seriously. No, but serious, like, is this a hill like you want to die on? Like, is fighting for something sometimes like is that worth the energy? You know,
That's
and it's also like, but in that same way, like it's not about like I don't want to fight about it. It's more so that like I shouldn't have to because I can trust.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Like if I'm giving Armin an idea, he'll put on the headphones, go for 10 minutes, and do what he has to do, because I can trust that like I don't need to be there while he's doing it. He knows how to. You know, like there's a reason you're in the group. Like you know what you're doing. You know, so like understanding that, just like, oh, we don't have to fight about it. You know what? Like let's do the best that we think we can, and then kind of intertwine that. Do you want to talk?
Oh yeah. I'll put my hand on your shoulder.
It's 100% that trust. For sure. I think, like, even with Sally being here in person for a little bit, it's really like I haven't been feeling good this week, so like usually I'm the one kind of like making sure that like everyone's kind of on their shit, but like with him here, like I'm like able to be like, he's like, yo, like we need to make a song like that. I'm like, bro, get Armin on it. Like I don't care. Like just make it happen. Like this is like, and he's been like, everyone definitely trusts each other enough to make sure that we're all getting everything we need to get done.
Yeah.
And if we disagree on an idea, I remember I had a verse and Salad didn't necessarily like the way that I was that the syllable sounded or whatever, but like three other people, no, y'all good. I think it was like Sai and like Bray were like, nah, it sounds good. And so I was like, well, y'all think it sounds good, then like I guess that's that, you know, like there's no reason for me to like get too mad about like if like everyone else is like on the same page. But if there is like kind of a disagreement with like more than half of the group where it's like kind of half and half on an idea, then I think we'll usually just scrap that idea and then go with something that like everyone can like for the most part can fully like be like, yeah, we're into this.
Yeah, I would say about like overthinking and stuff, I'd say me and Jay are definitely like the biggest overthinkers in the group, and like, you know, like I'll put something down and then I'll be like, oh, like I don't know how I feel about it, and then like the whole room's dancing. I'm like, oh shit, okay, maybe it's good. But like Salad and MJ said about trust, like 100%. Like I don't know, even though sometimes I might not think it sounds like amazing, like they give input, and then say if like something isn't amazing, they'll give input, but they'll actually give you feedback and will suggest other things too as well. They just don't say like, oh, this isn't it. They'll say this isn't it because this. Here's you should why. Do this. Yeah. And I think that's like the best part of the dynamic.
Damn. Yeah, that's really well said. Did you have something to say, Jay?
I mean, that's basically what I was gonna say. It's like, I don't know, it gets really exhausting overthinking all of your verses too. Like, it's like I'm so over this already. Like I just want to get it over with, and if like everybody likes it, then I'm like, perfect. Like, I don't know. Like I don't need to stress about it anymore. I don't know. Yeah, everyone knows what sounds good and what doesn't. Wait, so if there's this many perspectives in the room, it's like if more than half the people like it, then I'm like, okay, it must be like. Maybe not the best thing I've ever made, but at least like it sounds good. So
also, bro, like it'll be like they'll be like, man, I don't know if this sounds good. It's like the most angelic shit that like you've ever heard, and like it literally sounds like an angel like moaning on the mic, and we're like, bro, what the what the hell, bro? Like this is so good, man. I don't know, like. Nah, bro. Yeah, it's definitely that trust for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. So kind of on that note, what you were saying in the trust,
the trust.
That's like pretty incredible to me too, that you're able to get to that point where it's like I think it's even impressive that you can get like half these people to all agree on one thing, because you're all such like individualized, creative people. It's not like, I don't know, I think it's easier to get somebody with passive opinions to agree about something, but everybody's very strong-willed, like for a reason, right? You know? So kind of like on that note, what do you think is the key to communicating like your disagreements and ideas in a way that is not offensive, in a way that kind of is productive to the creative process, opposed to just being like, kind of what Bray was saying, opposed to just being like, that's not it? Like, how do you kind of effectively and productively say, this is not it and here's why, and in a way that, you know, is going to be well received?
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be real. In that group chat, I'm probably like the one who says their opinion the most, so I think I'm gonna take this one. I think at least when I know when I'm trying to give critiques, like I want to explain like why, like what it does to to the atmosphere of whatever we're working on.
Hi, Kai.
Oh my god!
Wait, Kai, come over here. Tell
them who you are.
What?
Wait, yeah, who are you?
So who are you?
My name is Kai.
Hey.
Illusion Hills. Huh?
Yeah.
What do you do?
You sounded saucy on that mic.
I'm actually a professional driver and artist.
Hey.
Nice.
Tell what you actually.
What up, bro? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you gotta learn like how to like describe. I feel like it's also about like trying to be descriptive as possible. Like especially if like specific to what the criticism is.
Yeah.
Like if you don't like a certain section, what about that section? Like, is it that you don't like something entirely? You don't like a part about it? You know what I mean? Like it's important to like make sure that like you're getting as specific as possible, because that just like first like when it comes to clarity, which I think is really important when you're critiquing, like it has to be clear, and then also give advice. Like, what do you okay, you don't want that there. What would you want there?
Yeah.
Would you want something new? Would you want something else? Blah, blah, blah. Like, what can make it cooler? And you think. And also, to be honest, we like the same stuff, bro. If you look at all of our Spotify blends are like always above 90.
Yeah.
Me and MJ, hold on, this gotta go on record.
Yeah.
Me and MJ have the highest Spotify duo blend percentage you can have, which is 99%.
What?
Yeah, dude.
99?
Beat out his girlfriend. Come on.
That's crazy, bro.
I didn't think it was possible.
99% is nuts. That's so much alignment. Oh my god.
It's not even like we have. It's not even like we have a group like playlist or like me and him like listen to the same playlist or anything. No, it's like literally like we was just at dinner. We're like, bro, I wonder what our blend is. Like,
That's crazy. I think that was really well said what you just said. I think, I don't know, this is like a personal thing, but I fucking hate when people are just like, I hate that. It's like,
okay.
for sure. Like, why? Like, what do you dislike about it? It's just like, it's a very non-productive, like, no means to an end way to like, I don't know, just do that. And I feel like that trust is so big, what you guys were talking about. It's like, you all genuinely know and believe that like these people know what they're doing. They're not just like randoms you have to like figure, like they know how to do what they're gonna do. And I think like having that trust is really huge.
I want to elaborate on that too, because it's always good to get advice, but the thing is that you don't want to give like empty advice. Like, if you feel like something's actually if you like think something's good and you're just gonna tell someone blatantly like you don't think it's good, then it's like you're kind of like misleading someone. Like, don't be a hater is what I'm saying. Like, don't be a hater. Like, really listen to the bars, really listen to production, and actually like come up with a clear opinion on something before you give like your take, because it could be really good and you're just tripping.
Yeah. I mean, I think doing that is like the easy way out. Yeah. It's just like saying like I don't like that and I don't know why is just like a easy way, because like no one does. If you genuinely feel like a strong feeling of contentment for something, or even a strong feeling of like, you know, you love something, you can figure out why if you think about it for 10 minutes. Like it's not rocket science. So I totally agree with you in that regard.
And sorry, just the last
go for
thing. I think also when you're critiquing, you gotta know like when like you might be wrong. Like you can't critique with like super absolutist like opinions on like your own opinions. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you think like, oh, like what I'm saying is gonna make this better, while someone else's like vision it might not be fully complete yet. Yeah. Then it's like that's just like it's about like trying to make sure like you're not being arrogant when you're critiquing. Yeah. Because you gotta be. Cause if someone's like, nah, I'm keeping it. Yeah. I think this is cool, or I'm gonna do something to it that's gonna make it cooler. Like that's what you gotta do. Like I do that all the time. Like I'll be like, just trust me, bro. Just give it a second.
It'll grow on you. I think that's valid though. I think it's like knowing that everybody else in the group, like you trust that even if you don't hear something, that it's good. And even if you don't hear it eventually, you just trusting in the fact that, oh, like they fuck with this, so I know somebody else will, like somebody's opinion who matters, like will care about this, you know? Yeah, it's got to be a hard balance to strike. Another thing I want to ask about too was just kind of it's been really cool because I've known, I guess I met you first, MJ, like way before you lived here.
It was your housewarming party.
That's great. Did Monet invite you?
I think it must have been Monet that invited me. Yeah. It was me, Alyssa. I think Kai was there. Were you there, Sai?
I definitely was there.
Yeah, Sai was there. Chef Master Dante, Grill Master Dante, bro. That's what we know. But yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Cap. He lies.
That was pretty raw, bro.
My burger was pretty good though.
One more time. Talking the mic down.
Hey, my burger was good. I'm just gonna put that on record. My burger was good, medium rare.
All right, that's the only opinion that matters. No, but like, yeah, just anyway. But like, yeah. So meeting a long time ago, it's been really, really sick to kind of watch your guys' progression as a group and like see people who like I originally didn't even know, and then like meet them and kind of see like everybody else kind of like grow and just get the group just get bigger and bigger and bigger, which I think's been like super sick to watch. And I was curious, like within those last couple years, even from the beginning, what do you feel? And I'll ask this question to the filmmakers, and I'll also ask this question to the vocalists and the producers and everybody. But what do you guys like all individually or even collectively feel like have been the biggest creative breakthroughs on both the visual and the music side? What do you like? Can you pinpoint any moments where you think everything switched, like things just started to change, and you kind of tapped into something that you previously hadn't figured out?
I'm just gonna say real fast, Pata's always been the sauce. I love Pata.
Thanks. Hey, give another one.
Me? Yeah. Like breakthrough video.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes, I guess.
But yeah. What?
They wanted you to make, bro.
Bang!
No. Answer the question.
About a video. Sorry, I'm running through all the videos in my head. Outside My Reach was really good. I really like that.
Oh my god.
That was a good one.
Shouts out Brandon for Outside My Reach. So good.
Yeah, as far as visuals, Brandon has really like always wanted each video to get better and better and better, and like yeah, it's definitely been insane on that. And I'd really say as far as breakthroughs go, I think it's I don't know, I feel like we almost like reset every couple years. And like, I mean, we're how many years in now? Like almost 5. So it's like we've been making music since we were like 16 together. So it's like definitely just been like we've been not only growing as like musicians and artists, we've been growing as humans. And so definitely so many different iterations of IH, and you've obviously seen that. We've been like, when you met us, we were a completely different band than we are now. And so I'd say probably the most recent breakthrough is definitely this project. I'd say if a song, I'd say it's Soulja Boy. The song and the music video was definitely just something where we were like, okay, like I think even though it's not our most like streamed song or anything, like I think as far as like people reaching out and being like, yo, you guys are special, this like you guys are like, you guys got it coming for you, like it's definitely been that video. And ever since then I feel like even though our songs haven't been doing as well as the ones that we make that we made like in 2024 that were like really almost like TikTokable and like very like us trying to like kind of make a moment, it was more of us just being authentic and just being like, let's just make raw music and what we want and not really think about like streams or anything. Is when we've gotten the most like the most appreciation for our work, at least on a more personal level. I'd I'd say that, yeah, for sure. I think it's probably our most recent, our recent singles.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's kind of ironic that sometimes you gotta let go of like that notion of trying to make something do well in order for it to do well, because I feel like that's when you actually find what makes it special. It's like when you can let go of that notion of like, I care what this does. Instead, I just want it to be the coolest, most creative, most ambitious thing that I can possibly do with my own ability. I tend to feel like that's when the creative breakthroughs come through and you find something that you previously hadn't tapped into. But that's really cool to hear. I think that makes sense, especially for that song and that video. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, to me, it like that song and that video definitely feels like a whole new era of IH that like previously didn't exist. It's just like a full new sound. I don't usually do this, but like I'm so intrigued by that song. I usually hate this question, but I was curious about like what the feeling in the studio was like when you made that song, but specifically when you found that sample and where that sample came from, because that beat's so crazy. Yeah, I hate asking this. I haven't asked this question in like 2 years, but I was just curious about the sample specifically and how everybody reacted to it.
So to be honest, the original demo was like something that MJ sent into the group chat that like nobody listened to. And
does that happen a lot?
It was in 2020. It definitely was happening in 2024. We had sent, me and Sai were like, bro, like summer 2024 was a dark time, bro. Like for IH, bro. Like we were sending mad demos and nobody was listening to anything in the chat. Everyone was depressed. Like it was sad, bro.
And then like my first trip
bro. Like it was some. Yeah, like Ray was unemployed. Like we were just like, man, like and me and Simon, like we're just like the only ones like really consistently making music. We'd said we're like, bro, nobody's listening to this, nobody cares, bro. Yeah. And one of them was the original Soulja Boy demo, completely different. Pretty much completely different song, completely different beat. It just had the sample in it. Original hook was like, I feel like Soulja Boy,
the way I make him dance.
I feel like Soulja Boy, the way I make him dance. But yeah. Hopefully that never leaks.
Was the sample the first thing you found in it?
Yeah, I think we just really wanted to make some real like southern music, and then so we made this. I made the demo. We were listening to it, like kind of listening through our. Last time Sal was here, we were listening to all the demos and kind of really sketching out what we wanted for video interference, and we were like, "There's something with this song. We just gotta like." Mine it out, like we just gotta really like find it. And so I was tapped in. And even Pata was like yo, like I like the energy, it just needs to be different. And so I took off,
which is that's good from Pata, by the way. That's high praise.
No. When Pata says anything positive, we're like, we're on to something. Bang. But yeah, so it was like just the sample, and then I kind of redid the drums, redid the bass. Sound was over, so we were like, okay, let's turn it into a ballad on the second half. And so he played some chords on it, added some new drums on the second half. And Bray was like belting over it, and like Jay kind of came out of his comfort zone and rapped on the first half, which I thought was a really special moment for him.
That part is crazy.
Yeah, shouts out the deleted version.
I really think on that part it's really like really much really a breakthrough moment. And I feel like a lot of people, if you listen to the trailers, if you listen to just the first part, like the chorus is cool and everything, but that song changes so much throughout the track. If you listen to the first 30 seconds and you're like, man, I already heard this. No, you haven't, bro. Like, listen to it through the whole thing. I promise you haven't heard like anything that really is changing
like that song, you know. So I thought that was really a special moment for sure.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite or my second or my third favorite on the project for sure. But I think that was a note I was gonna make on it as well. It's just like how dynamic the song is and like how much it changes. Like there's so many different sections. There's the hook that somehow comes back. There's the whole beat switch and the ballad part. There's like your bridge, Jay, which is like hella crazy. There's like your verse in the back half side is super nuts. Yeah, it's and the video for that one is like it feels like a new, I don't know, like a new echelon of IH in a really, really, really cool way. It was cool that you touched on Jay's bridge on that one because I wanted to ask about it because you have a couple moments on the project where you are like a bit rappier than I've heard you in the past. Like, and then I'll say this for later. I really wanted to ask about the last song on the project though, which is kind of like the ballad one. But there are a couple moments on this project where you are rappier and you're kind of like doing sounds that I haven't heard from you yet. Was that something that you were experimenting with before the recording of this project, or was it something that came out of kind of hearing the direction the rest of the guys were going and trying to find something that really fit and like tied all that together nicely?
Yeah, I feel that I kind of started doing that when I lived with all of them. Just because like by being in like the same vicinity as everybody all the time, I don't know, I feel like I wanted to do more. I never really had like the super big confidence to like be more rappier, but I've always like felt the idea was kind of cool. Just never really felt I could execute it the way that I have been. But I don't know, I think that a lot of it turned out better than I expected, and even though it's not something I do all the time, I enjoyed it. Was really fun doing it. So
yeah, it comes across really well. It's very much your own thing. I think the bridge on Soulja Boy is a good example of that, where it's super like distorted and there's like the gunshots in the back. It's like hella hectic, but it's like it feels very unique in a really, really, really cool way.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Kind of changing gears a little bit, I want to ask you guys about what it was like kind of moving from OC up here and what that process has looked like, because I know like it's been like different for everybody, and like you guys have been up and down, and there's been two different houses. I know like Brandon's still in New York, and like everybody's kind of, and Sal, you don't live here either. There's like a whole element to that part of it, but I guess we can go into that. But primarily, what do you think was the scariest thing about moving from Orange County, where I think most of you guys are from, to LA? Like what do you think the hardest parts were, the hardest things to get used to, and how did you kind of think that played into the music?
Maintaining a stable job.
Give me the mic. Give me the mic, man.
Okay.
I was unemployed twice last year. The amount of lessons I've learned in a year than my whole life is actually daunting. Like, I learned how to cook. I learned how to do taxes. Just a bunch of random things, adult stuff. Like
Random cooking.
I age
So random.
Okay. No. We gotta listen in here. Alyssa, tell them what you do.
Tell them what you do.
So you gotta like keep discipline.
How are we doing intros? Just like name and what we do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you could lie to. Just saying.
I'm Alyssa. I'm the photographer of the group.
Hey.
We love Alyssa.
Bang.
What were we even talking about?
No, and just like a bunch of stuff. But I would say the biggest part was, I don't know, we were already close before, and I got so much closer with them, just like living through all those things with them, while also making some pretty fucking good music at the same time. You know, like regardless of what life was happening, like, you know, we would just go home and make some good stuff. Hey, 5 second rule, bro. 5 second rule.
What just happened,
dude?
But yeah, so you can.
It just like drew more attention to your feet.
The question is about what it was like moving up here for the first time. Yeah, basically. So
I know.
I'm gonna take credit for this. I was the first one out of all of us to move up to the Valley when I started going to CSUN back in 2021. And I really wasn't even supposed to go to CSUN. I was supposed to go to San Jose State. Sorry.
Hey, this is a good story too.
Yeah,
This is a good
I
story.
wasn't even supposed to I was supposed to go to San Jose State, and I was like, nah, I'm not feeling that. So I just went to CSUN, and then 2 years later, a good majority of us moved into a house in the valley, and it just really just worked out. And it was honestly just beautiful because, dude, LA is honestly like, it's like kind of like, it moves really fast, but like you gotta just be ready for it, and you get used to it because in OC you're just kind of like, you just be chilling for real. But like out here,
chilling way too much.
But out
way
here,
too much.
y'all different.
Too chill.
Y'all breathe different out here, bro. Yeah.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Did it change any of the sonics, the filmmaking with the band? Like, do you guys feel like when you all, or the majority of you moved to LA, it changed anything creatively? Like, was there anything that kind of, I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of things, but living in a house together, what did that prompt creatively in terms of like what changed?
I mean, 100%.
Changed a lot. Last year I made, and this was me before I became a member, like I made more stuff for IH than I did for myself.
Damn.
I'd say working with them and even just living amongst them, like there'd be days where I would just be like, you know, messing around in my room, just like doing jack shit, and then MJ will like knock on the door and he's like, hey, you want to hear this beat? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he's like, you want to get on this beat? I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah. But yeah, honestly, just like wake up, and then usually at least someone's doing something. And I feel like that's, I mean, right now too, like where we have other people home as well, like there's always someone working on something. So if you're not, you'll see that and go like, oh man, like I gotta get to work, you know?
Yeah.
So it's great. And honestly, working with IH definitely like helped me with all aspects of music in terms of like my own stuff, and then even just like me going into like different pockets with them, especially, you know, stuff that I wouldn't like normally do. So yeah, that was the experience.
That's cool that you kind of mentioned like, if you're not working, somebody else always is. Like, there's always somebody doing something. I think that's super, super interesting. Does that ever breed like any sort of competitiveness or like kind of like
low key? Because before I was an official member, like I would just be like, you know, in my room, just like. Last year, to be honest, my productivity in terms of like my own stuff was not like great, and like, you know, I would make a song and I'd be super excited, and then MJ's like, yeah, we just made like 5 songs last night. I'm like, bro, what? Like, holy, yeah. But yeah, I would say that. But in terms of just, I mean, even just outside of the house, I feel like it's always kind of been just friendly competition, not trying to like outdo each other with the intention of like, oh, I'm gonna be the best one, but like just like, you know, just like, oh yeah, like, you know, there's this one time where I think it was Gazelle Lungs, and like I recorded everything, and then Jay comes here just sounding like all beautiful at the end, adding like a bunch of layers, and I'm like, oh wait, hold up, let me add some shit, you know? So it's just that, and it just makes us better without being toxic at all, which is amazing because it's so bound to be, you know?
Yeah.
And even within like this last week that I've been here, like me and Sai wrote something to like this crazy beat. Oh man. And then I'm just like, yo, y'all finna make me have to get on this, bro.
and I wrote a better verse than both of them, man.
We said friendly competition. Everyone. This isn't friendly.
No. I'm the best rapper in the group, bro. Like, no question.
I'm not gonna dish you. Nah, it's good. I'm not gonna dish you. No, it's good.
Yeah, bro. Happy you got confidence, bro.
Love, for sure. And you see how we do this, like we're always throwing jabs at each other, and it's honestly fun because it's like when he says stuff like that, or when Salad says stuff like that, it really like makes you want to work harder, because we all know it's like jokes at the end of the day. And like it's all just friendly competition,
Dude,
like Bray said. But it really does inspire you. Like you want to work harder, you want to get better in whatever writing style or production you want to get better at. You know, you just want to be as good or better than the next person, and yeah, it's really inspiring.
Yeah, no, that's super sick. There's cool you rap Gazelle Lungs. That was one I want to talk about too. That was one of the first. I think it was the second one you played me off the project. That one day I was at your house. That song feels like, at least in a genre lens, entirely different from anything else on the project, which I think is super sick. And also, Brady, just to point out, like your hook on that, I love so much. But in terms of that song, when you guys were making that, do you ever fear or have like any sort of anxiety about like the genre or what box, whatever you're releasing is within? Do you even consider that, or is it just like we like it, so we're putting it out? And I think the reason that question comes to mind is just like how different Gazelle Lungs is than almost any other song in the project in a really cool way, because for whatever reason it still feels cohesive with some of the other more hip-hop style songs, but it just provides something entirely different. So are you conscious of like trying to remain outside of that box, or do you kind of do it intentionally? What's kind of the ethos behind that?
100%. We're definitely comfortable just trying new stuff. Like we'll just spam like different voices and stuff, and then we'll let each other know like, oh yeah, that's not really it. Because like Gazelle Lungs, like I don't think I've ever hopped on a song like that in that tone, like in that falsetto.
Yeah.
And MJ was like, you need to do more falsetto stuff. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
You do.
But yeah, shout out MJ for that. I mean, I came up with the melody, and then MJ was helping me write. So if people think I solely wrote that, no, I got you. But that's another beautiful thing about like Aish and everything. Like, I mean, just like being experimental, also having other words and inputs. You know, like, I mean, shit. Like I recorded that, and then MJ and even Sai were just like, okay, like you should put on some more stuff, like put on some more sauce. And then Jay does his thing, and then I'm like, okay, like I'm definitely gonna add more stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, we are not afraid of making anything. Like, you know, if you tell us to make like a country song, we could do that tomorrow. Nice. You know,
yeah,
we definitely won't do that, but you know, like yeah, no, and I feel like that's never really the mindset. It's just like we're just like making stuff, like we'll just have like the beat and everything and kind of just go from there without kind of thinking too deep into it. Just make stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You have anything to elaborate on that?
Alex does.
I guess as far as Gazelle Lungs, I was really listening to Everything Is Romantic. That's the name of it, right? By Sky for Area. And I was just like, I love that song so much, and I was like, dude, like we gotta make something like this.
Everything is embarrassing.
Everything is embarrassing. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed now.
It's okay. It's embarrassing.
No, yeah, everything is embarrassing. Love Sky for Area. And yeah, it was definitely just a beat that like I wanted to explore. And honestly, like when we switch genres, I feel like the thing that will like glue kind of the project together are the verses, and like it's the verses aren't like really like we're not like, yeah, we may sing on it sometimes, but like honestly, like if you hear like if we get Psy on it, then it automatically like really like kind of brings the whole like image together, you know. That's true. And so yeah, I'm even Salad too. It kind of brings that like yeah, kind of that swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the Alex?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, what's special about Illusion Hills and what's special about this project, there's just so much experimentation, so much genre bending, but the real cohesion comes from the songwriting. I think for Gazelle Lungs, for example, the songwriting is so intentional. Like if you listen through that song, there's verses like MJ, he's talking about like I smell your fragrance. He's talking about like a girl from Irvine and stuff like that, and it's like but I think that's what makes Video Interference so special, is because you know you can kind of tune out the lyrics first listen and be like, wow, these sounds, like the sonics are insane. But if you go back and listen through it all, there really is a story. It really is different perspectives from each member. And I don't know, even from an outside perspective, you know, I'm the manager, and I moved in with them while they were making Gazelle Lungs, like finishing up Gazelle Lungs. And oh my goodness, the attachment I have with that song is like just so special to me, because like, man, that song, like the concept of that song is insane, bro. Gazelle lungs, like I don't know who came up with the concept.
The title, the story behind the title.
What does that title mean?
Gazelles take big breaths. They run a lot. They got big lungs. I think about you between the space between every breath, bro. But also, I think it's like I guess when it comes to the idea of a gazelle running, right? Like a gazelle's lungs are what pushes it forward. Like thinking about you in the space between every breath, like that, like running with that weight.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I didn't know that at all. See, there's a lot.
Yeah, didn't know. Yeah. Free game. Free game.
Nah, there's just like so much to unpack on this project, even thematic wise, like gazelle lungs, like finding out, gazelles have big lungs and stuff like that. Body bag too. I think that's one that I'm excited for people to listen to, because just the whole theme of that song, and if you just dissect the lyrics on that song, it's like, wow, bro, like she's got men's heads in her purse, bro, like Fendi bags, and it's like, it's just like it's just so unique, and I think that's what's really gonna push the whole collective in a different, like we were talking about breakthroughs earlier. This project, man, like it's gonna be amazing once it releases, for sure.
Yeah. What's the mix?
Wait, real quick, could that be like the audio hook for the podcast right there?
Sure.
I feel like that's a beautiful audio hook.
Yeah,
right
sure.
there.
Got it.
We got men's heads in the purse.
I'm glad you brought up Body Bag. I wrote this down when I first listened to the project. It feels like that song, the sonics of it, feels the most like the title of the project to me. Like the sonics of that, like how electronic it is and how like glitchy and strange it feels the most like video interference to me. Like the name of the project, for whatever reason. Also, I love your verse a lot on that song.
Yeah, so good.
It's so good. Yeah, do you want to talk about that a bit?
Oh, do I want to talk about it?
Yeah.
How can I talk about his part too?
Okay, yeah. I'll make it brief. When I wrote that verse, honestly, I was kind of just like, bro, I'm just talking about this crazy chick, bro. No, like, that's literally what it was. So I used every word that I could come up in this dense head of mine to, like, describe. Yo, it's pretty, I don't know about dense, bro. Whatever that
sure
means,
not
I don't know.
dense.
But nah, yeah, like, I just used every word that I could come up with to describe this girl that I'm talking about and how she makes me feel, but also how she affects me. So yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah. Low key for like my part and like pretty much Bray's part. Like we were writing this like around like 4 a.m. right? Like,
Talking to this little wake.
I see. So yeah, we were pretty much like recording this and like another song. We were recording like a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Like that whole night we were just pretty much like just helping each other like with like, well, Bray and like MJ were just like helping me with like my like, melodies and just like trying to like get that down. I don't know, like, it was like really like fun. And like
Body Bag was
like
a fun
Body Bags was just
session,
like
bro.
you like it hit right away right after like
Yeah, that song is amazing, man.
I don't know, it's crazy. Yeah, for real. Bro. I don't know.
Is it rare that happens? Like you write a song and it hits immediately? Like, do you guys feel like over the course of this project, because it's what, 13 songs?
Yeah.
Kind of like taking all that into account and kind of figuring out the sequencing and the track listing and stuff. Is that like a one night process? Did you all like sit down and say like, let's hash this out? Or is it just kind of like a big long process of like, all right, well, this fits in here and this fits in here. Same thing with the singles and the sequencing. And I guess I just wanted to ask about the rollout more genuinely, or more generally rather, because it feels very intentional. It feels like everything is where it needs to be for a very specific reason. And I imagine that obviously it took a long time to curate, but in terms of like the sequencing for the project, did you know pretty immediately after you made the songs where they belonged, or was there some hashing out that had to be done amongst the track list?
Yeah, honestly, let me look at the track list again, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Give me 1 second.
I mean,
but the track list was a lot me and MJ going back and forth on like what's a good intro, like what is the intro now was originally gonna be at like another point, but like
It was gonna be in the middle.
Yeah, it was originally the intro. Then it was gonna be in the middle. Then it was the intro again. Honestly, like in all songs that like there are songs on here that or were on here that aren't anymore, that made space for things to like shine a little more. Like like going from Serena Downtown into Cycles is so good. Like that transition, so good.
Yeah. I don't.
Honestly, we just go like does this sound cool like after this song? Does that just sound cool?
Yeah,
like,
I guess like
the rant into Body Bag. So
yeah, I really have no thoughts, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but when it comes to like how we did it, the first time we tried a track list was when I was here, and honestly, most of these songs weren't on here. Yeah. So we track listed something completely different, and then most things kind of stayed in their spot. The things that left, something else replaced it because we thought I think that's more so the mindset behind how those songs that came after other songs can better fill a spot that another song was in.
Yeah, it's like almost as if like we just found a better alternative naturally.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Yeah.
And I feel like in terms of just us making the music, we're kind of adapting to the music too as well. Because like we'll make something like they said, and then we'll make something another day, and it's like, oh man, this like fits way more into video interference than the other one.
Yeah. We're gonna hit.
Well, yeah, I'll say
the other song.
I'll say also
The other song.
also from an outside perspective, coming in and just observing.
Pull a Tom Holland.
In terms of like the creative process, especially for this project, it just felt like not that they were just in a different bag. I just think that the environment played like such a huge role on how this music was getting put out and how like for example, I come back after being gone for like a month, and I come in, bro, there's like 3 whiteboards just splattered with ideas in and out all over the fucking like the kitchen table. Everyone is just sitting everywhere. There's people just dancing to beats. There's people like just cooking, like focused on the monitor. And it's just like, when I tell you that IH works like a family, like it is just, I've never seen anything like it before. Like I grew up watching like Brockhampton documentaries where like seeing how their creative process worked and how like they were just cooped up in a house, people working on stuff in different rooms, and it's like this is as raw as it gets. It feels like a college dorm. Like I don't know if you ever heard like MGMT, where they're just like making their biggest hits in a college dorm. Like they don't even know what they're sitting on right now, and it's like it's just crazy that they can work on so much. I don't even think they realize it's not like a smooth process at all. Honestly, it's all over the place, and the fact that they can solidify and kind of pick and choose what feels best for the project is super sick. And yeah, it's an incubator, bro.
It's crazy.
Wow. Hey.
I feel like incubator is a good word. Yeah. I think that really puts the nail in the coffin on the head. I feel like that makes a lot of sense in my brain. Talking about the track listing a bit more, specifically Confessions. Do you not want me to say where it comes in the track list, or is it?
Well, it's gonna be. It comes out.
Oh, I guess it comes out tomorrow. So okay, cool. But Confessions being the intro, one thing I thought was really cool about that placement is just like how vulnerable of a track it is right off rip, and I think it really breaks the door open like very, very early in the project, which is something that I think is really cool. It almost like takes the edge off a little bit. This is kind of an MJ question, but there's a bar in that song where you talk about like contemplating working a 9 to 5, which I think is a really, really cool concept. Obviously, this is something that you and I have talked about a lot. But on that note, like I was curious, over like the past 5 years, does that worry and that feeling of like having to balance the worlds of working a normal job and wanting to be a musician and trying to figure out when one, becomes the full income and the other one becomes none of the income, does that worry ever subside? Like, has that gotten easier over the 5 years? Have you instilled more confidence in yourself, or is it still persisting? And how do you kind of deal with that day to day?
I think it's definitely just something that it really just depends on the day. I think it also depends on how much we're doing in IH and like how like where the group is at. Like this week, like I haven't thought about it at all. We've been so productive this week. I literally like I don't even have time to like even think about it. Yeah. But if it's like a day where I feel like we haven't been as productive, or I feel like we just haven't gotten anything done, then I'm probably more likely to be like damn, like what if I do have to go work this job, you know? And so so yeah, it's kind of, that verse was very much just like all of my worries and all of those like stupid like thoughts that kind of just pop into your head that you're like, oh, like what if this happens, what if like the absolute like worst happens, you know? Where it's like what if I have to what if I never make it? What if just everything that I don't want to happen happens, and not in a way of like, oh, I'm like putting it out there, but kind of just like kind of just really thinking about like those thoughts, and really like kind of letting, because the origin of the track was kind of like talking about like the things that make us anxious, because I remember I was making the OG demo with Kai when he laid on that hook, and then and I think having it as the intro really, like you said, breaks open the doors and really shows you that like this is going to be a project where we're going to be very open, very personable in a way that we haven't before. So yeah, for sure.
Does kind of like allowing, I'm curious, when someone records a verse like that and you guys are working on a track, does that create an environment where you all feel more comfortable being more open on a song, because like MJ or Sai or whoever like just breaks open with a verse that is very forthright and very vulnerable, and when you hear something like that, does it put you in a headspace where it's easier for you to go and kind of be as honest and as truthful on the mic?
Yeah, I mean, as the person who also has like the last verse on that song, to be honest, yeah. Like, I think I wrote that twice, and I think the first one was MJ was like, that's cool, but like, you got it, like, you really got to get more personal. And, you know, like, and because I think it's really easy to just like, throw bullshit at the wall.
Yeah, fuck it, this sounds alright.
Yeah. But then, you know, like, I feel like I think personally, for me, it was like a lot. You know, like, I love my mom, but my mom always calling, I can't help but to ignore her, bro. Like, sometimes you can't call her back. But like and then like when I talk about like, oh, like the last line's like, oh, this Honda that I'm driving is about to turn me to a corpse. Like sometimes like you're in a state where you're driving reckless. Yeah. And obviously that's bad. Don't do that. but it happens. Yeah. You know, and like there's like a lot of stress, and I think it is important to make sure that gets out. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think also this is something that I've been honing in on the group like really strongly, is that I want each member, if you're a vocalist, give a verse or give a part of the song that like the listener is not able to get from any other artist or any other song. So like,
or any other member,
exactly. Yeah. So like when Sai's rapping, I want people to listen to it and be like, I can only get this verse from Sai. I can't listen to friggin' Gunna. I can't listen to Corday. I can't listen to any of these other artists and get the same verse. Which sorry, crazy fools. But yeah, like kind of just making sure we're getting it, because if you get as personal as possible, then like, bro, like nobody will be able to rap that same verse, you know, because they're not able to say those life experiences that you went through, because they're not you know. So that's like something that like lately, and I feel like really is the like kind of the motto that I really want to push as far as like us making music, is that when you listen to us, you're not gonna get this same bar, this same hook, this same verse from anyone else in music. Like that's kind of like the motto, I'd say.
Yeah, it's well said. Here.
Oh, sorry. So your question was when sorry, your question was when the first verses or hooks are being laid down, does that create an environment for the people after that to be comfortable? Is that basically what you're saying? Exactly. I think that does help a lot, but we're also just family, bro. Like at the end of the day, like we're always gonna be here for each other. Like what we were talking about before, like when someone lays something down, we have to be honest because we love each other. Like if I don't mess with something, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you because I love you. Like, you know, I'm keeping it real. So we're family. We just gotta be there for each other. And I think, you know, through and throughout, like it's been like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I would say another thing too, like going on to that is, I feel like, I mean, maybe recently, but not too recently. You didn't tap, bro. You didn't tap. I'm sorry. I'll give it to you in a second. I'll try to answer this, okay?
Joe Biden's in there.
Stupid. I would say that in terms of like us making music and like you said recently, like when you'll hear our music, everything is completely intentional and real. Like everything that we are writing, this is our experiences.
Yeah.
Everything's intentional, and like when it comes out, that's like the best we can do. Like right now, we're not making stuff for the sake of finishing it for a project, or like we're not making stuff just to get it done. Like no, like it's done because it's complete. You know?
Yeah, it's done. That's really well said. It's done because it's complete.
It's done because it is complete.
Now that
it's right because it's correct.
No, I mean, I think that's another thing I noticed. What's been making, this project feel very successful. Kind of touching on what MJ was saying, is that every single verse like just feels so individual, and I think that's something I'm always curious about. In terms of the creative process for other artists, like how they feel about, do I sound like someone else? Is this truly me? And Illusion Hills, like they're not relatable for the sake of being relatable. They're just so aware of what's going on in their lives, and like even if you think you might not relate to what they're saying, you'll always find something to like that will strike a chord with you. But like I don't know if, how you guys go about it, but it's just like when you write, are you trying to relate to the fan, or is it just like so personal to you that it's just like, oh yeah, that's like that, it's complete, the song is done, or are you trying to adjust it so that it can relate to people, I guess? Like, are you ever thinking about that?
I mean, I feel like I just try to get as specific as possible. Like when they were talking about like like on Gazelle Lungs, where I was like, I smell your fragrance in Irvine. It's like really like that's like something that only people from where we're from like will understand.
Wait, why?
Well, like, wait, what?
Wait, what do you mean? Like, is it like an Irvine reference specifically, or?
Oh no! I'm just saying like.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
If you're like.
It's like a if you know, you know kind of thing.
Well, not even if you know, you know.
I feel like
if you know what Irvine is, Irvine is, then obviously you're the only one who's gonna get it. But I mean, like,
I feel like people from California probably don't even know what Irvine is.
No, exactly. Nobody drops Irvine in songs.
That's true.
So, but like even like our roommate, bro. Shout out Dean, bro. For
Who is Dean?
Dean, bro. Dean, the IH mascot, bro. Nah, but he was telling me that like he really. Wait, was he the one who was telling me that he really likes the Gazelle, my Gazelle Lungs verse?
I like the Gazelle Lungs.
I like your Gazelle Lungs verse, bro.
Well, no, just like the Irvine or the Irvine bar specifically. I think, at least I feel like I got a lot of positive feedback from people from.
I like the UK bar a lot too.
The UK bar.
Yeah, I think that's just the most special thing about it, because it's like this is their lives. Like I'm listening to their stories, but I'm still finding a way to like put myself in their shoes and kind of feel the emotions that they're feeling, or like maybe they're just igniting like I feel like I'm living whatever they're going through by just listening and like putting it on in my car. I'm like, wow, bro, like Psy's interlude on this project. Like if you just listen, if you just go in the
snaps for that.
Nah, yeah. If you just go in the car and listen to it and just like just really just soak up what he's going through, it's like, dang, like this is authentic. This is like, you know, this, Psy killed that.
I think being specific helps a lot too in the way that like even if like you're not from California or know where Irvine is, it's like it perfectly encapsulates that feeling of being somewhere and feeling like stuff happened here. Like I shouldn't be here. I like it on too.
I feel like I think what we want to be able to do is not necessarily like, and I think this is a better answer to Alex's question, isn't necessarily like try to make something relatable, but just being able to effectively describe it.
Exactly.
Right. And I think being specific helps with that a lot. And then like, you know, like I ain't gonna lie, I still walk around like I'm taken. Like that's so real. Like, after a breakup, bro, that's so real. Yeah. So like being able to like project that, because like most people feel things or like experience things that they don't know how to put into words. You know, not every person's super expressive. So you know, we're voice like he's like a specific voice for a larger feeling tied to himself.
Exactly. Yeah. It's that's really well said. It's like it's not that you're trying to relate to somebody, but it's that 9 times out of 10, like we all feel the same shit. Like the good stuff, the bad stuff. Like I guarantee you, everybody in this room is probably feeling one common emotion right now, whatever it may be. And it's like if you just translate your experience very often, hella bored and shit.
That was crazy.
Get him out of here, bro. That was crazy. No, but it's like I think that is a really, really important skill, is like finding a way to not make it too on the nose in the way that it's like you're supposed to relate to it in this way, but still like create an environment where, you know, someone can feel what you're saying. It was cool you brought up Psy's interlude. I had a question about that. I want to talk about that. Like this project to me feels like...
Name of the person you're talking about.
Huh?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. That moment of this project is really cool, obviously, but even the project on a larger scale feels like an incredibly Psy-heavy project, which I think is really cool. It feels like you're a huge guiding voice in this project, and like your style really informed a lot of the sounds of it. What do you think are like the biggest things that you specifically learned throughout the making of this? Like, how do you think it pushed you as an artist opposed to previous stuff?
First, let me make sure I hold this mic right. Okay. So I think basically just what I've learned through the process of this and how I've gotten better. I'd probably say I've learned to, like, even what MJ said, give out a verse that like is really just gonna be like something that the fans and the people that listen to you can only get from you. And I think the biggest thing for me specifically is just to be personal. Like I don't want to talk about what everyone else is talking about. Yeah, I like to talk my mess, of course. I'm a rapper. But I want to be like myself. I don't want to act like someone else that's already done what they've done before. I want to just be myself and myself only, and I'm not trying to be like anyone else. So I think that the biggest thing is just be personal. Talk about what's going on in your life, and that's what I've definitely learned. I just need to like get out what's going on in my life so that people can understand what I'm going through, you know? And yeah, it's real.
Yeah, that's well said.
Oh my god, I know you said it's a Psy heavy project. I agree. I love Psy and how versatile he gets on how many different kinds of instrumentals. Like if you know the reference, you would never expect a guy to rap on it. And Psy still manages to make it work, and he's so good, and it's so good every time. Psy, bro, I love you. You're so good.
I'll play a beat. Psy walk. Man, y'all gonna make me get on this one, man.
Dude, nobody said that. Nobody said you to, bro.
I guess I gotta do it now.
Hey, MJ, is there space on this one, man?
That's funny.
Y'all gotta add some beat for me, man. Like,
there were some like more pointed songs I want to talk about too. One of them being "Worse." being the last track. That's in the last track, right? Worse. Yeah. Worse being at least this is what my ears heard. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just your voice, right, Jay?
Yeah, me and Kyle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just you two. That was really cool to me. It definitely felt like the outlier on the project, and a really, really, really intentional placement as well, where it felt like a closer. It very much felt like a closer. I want to ask about like just the way that song changed, because it's very raw, and I was curious if the form that it's going to be released in is similar to the one that it was written in, and were there ever any points where like there was a rap verse on it, or was it always just you guys? And it's one of my favorite moments of the project. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's so sweet. Honestly, I feel like me and Kai made that relatively fast. It was like we both went to the Philippines like a couple years ago, and we were writing about like a really specific feeling that gave us, and for some reason, I mean, obviously that was a big trip for me, and I was like really notable time in my life, and the things that I was going through I can feel very vividly, and I think that since we both were in that kind of together, it was like very natural. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it did work really well, and
it was like we pretty much like finished our parts like relatively like quick.
Yeah.
That night, I don't know. It felt nice.
Yeah.
And I feel like the instrumental being so simple. The instrumental was different before, but it was still very simple. Like gave us space to talk about whatever. Easier, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out Ryan Hall for like really
for making that like feel like an ending.
Like making it feel really full, and like I was like I really wanted him to like add like the flutes at the end, and like really just make it feel like a grand closer for sure. From this like really, it was really just the guitars at first. It was really just this like these folky guitars. We were just playing on loop with like Kai and Jay in the room, and Ryan really hit it out of the park with the production on that one for sure.
Agreed.
That's cool. Ryan Hall produced that. Is that the only song on the project that you guys brought an outside producer in? That's cool. I didn't even realize he produced that.
I can't even remember.
Wait.
No, Outside My Reach has.
Yeah.
Outside My Reach has Maki on it.
I thought
Nicotine too.
Nicotine as well. Maki. Maki co-produced Nicotine and Outside My Reach, and what? I think that's it.
Yeah, and then Worse is Ryan Hall, and then that's later.
Worse is Ryan Hall. Yeah. But yeah, that's like usually we don't go with outside producers. Like if people do not hit the Instagram asking me like if you want to send beats, like we don't need beats. Like we have two.
This is to every producer.
Now we have Armin, bro. Like this meeting's like
superhero.
Yeah, he got a bunch of beats, bro.
He's AI. Like
Armin's intelligence.
No. Nah, bro. Legit, like I'll be like, hey yo, let's make a McGee 2 Hollis beat, bro, and it'll happen. Like it's like it's the best thing you've ever heard before. It's actually like insane.
But tell me in your own words.
Yeah.
I feel like Armin.
But
I feel. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna add that I feel like Armin is kind of like the music Pata.
Bro, I literally said that to Pata yesterday. Give me this. Wait. Bro, I was telling Pat, I'm like, yo, Pata, you're actually cracked, and you're also like, you're in the lab hard, like hard, dude. And so every time Pata's editing, you know that's DaVinci Resolve ranked every time, and then every time Armin produces, that's FL Pro ranked, that's Grandmaster, Logic ranked. You know what I mean? Like he is the music version of Pata. I told Pata that last night, so I'm glad you said that.
I'm Diamond 1.
DaVinci ranked is absolutely insane. That's crazy.
That's what it is, bro. You gotta
Yeah.
Bro, the noises from the keyboard. Oh my god. And he haven't been stimming, bro. He doesn't even need to, bro. Bro.
He's low.
Grand Eagle 9. That's funny. I wanted to ask kind of like this question is pretty pointed. It's pretty much like a salad question specifically. But I wanted to ask kind of well, I guess actually it's about salad, but it's not even like a salad question. I wanted to ask like what about him joining the group, and I'm gonna ask the same thing for Alex after, but what about him joining the group like changed the creative process? What do you think? Like, did it feel like once Salad got here, there was a missing piece that was filled, and then kind of like how did that go about just changing things in general?
Okay, I'm gonna be. Okay, is it fine if I go first on this one? All right, for sure. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it real. Salad got bars for real, and like insane bars. And the thing is like when it really came down to it, especially with video interference, like you even said, like it's rap heavy. Not even just me heavy. It's really just rap heavy because it's a rap album, really. But like the thing is with Salad. When Salad joined, he added that like dynamic of, yeah, I got bars too. Stop playing with me, like, and like it really like we were talking about competition earlier. Like it really adds like a trio of like sounds because it's like we all have different rap styles, and everyone obviously in Illusion Hills can rap to a degree, but like just specifically between us three, it felt like there was something like a bit missing in that rap section. I think Salad like totally completed it, especially with his style.
Yeah, I think
Oh, whoa.
Hey. I just hit the drum pad for everybody without headphones. It said
no, I totally agree with what Sai said. I think at least like me, I'm like really protective over the music. I really like it will it takes a lot for me to let people who like aren't necessarily like don't necessarily either make music or like just I haven't really seen much of that. Like we'll have people around in the studio and stuff, and they'll like seem like they want to get on a song or something, and they're not in the group or anything, and it will like kind of make me like almost like uncomfortable, like like this isn't really like your space, you know. And so and so in that way I'm very protective of the music. And I think I've always felt Salad's, like ever since he joined the group, I've always felt his want to make music, but him being in Rhode Island, I was like always kind of just like not really wanting to adventure into that, you know? Yeah. Because that was just very much scary for me, because it's just like, oh, like what's the music videos gonna look like? What's all these different questions that like I was just like not ready for, you know? And so when he finally came over to LA for the first time, and he did that bridge on Soulja Boy, or that outro on Soulja Boy, I was like, okay, like this is something that we need for sure. This is another voice that needs to be heard, and I think has improved the dynamic of the group tremendously. Because like, I mean, we were talking about this a while ago, like with the addition of Bray and like Salad doing vocals, it used to just be me, Sai, Kai, and Jay, and I feel like not in a bad way, it definitely forced me and Sai to be like, okay, like since Jay and Kai are singing most of the time, like we're gonna have to be the one to lay down verses and really rap on the sections that we do want to rap, you know? And so allowing Salad and Bray to kind of let their voice be heard now, it really allows me and Sai to kind of have some breathing room and be like, okay, like maybe we don't have to be on every song. We also don't have to rap on every single song. I mean, Sai probably still have to rap on every single song, but yeah, I kind of just like having both of them in the group definitely allows the dynamic to really like like really the vision of IH to come into full fruition for sure.
Yeah. Was it a similar thing with like Alex as well? Like just when that kind of that was crazy. Just like Alex being here and being on the managerial side of things, like did it feel like it rounded out a piece that was missing? And it's really cool. Like IH in my brain has kind of went from like the 5 to 6 to 7 of you or whatever it was when I first met you guys to like this ever evolving cast of characters, which I think is really cool. And like it's even cool, it was really cool watching the Alex thing because like I knew him separately, and then like seeing how that clicked, it just made so much sense in my brain. And just kind of watching that happen was really, really cool. So do you think of it as kind of this like ever evolving thing? Is there a limit how many people you want to be involved in it? Is it like in through the outdoor, they can come and get what they want with it? Like what do you, how does that, what's kind of your take on it?
Yeah, I didn't really feel like Alex was a missing piece at all. Okay.
Honestly, too many pieces.
I'm playing. No, honestly, if anything, Alex was kind of the one that we were like, as I was telling you about, like last year, like we were in a really dark place, and like when he joined, he was kind of getting in on the tail end of that. He really, I think, and he always just like, bro, I didn't do anything. And I was like, dude, you don't realize like how much he's done for the group just by being here, because he genuinely made us like excited about what we were doing, because he like, we would be just down like just down in the dumps, and he's like amped about what we're doing. He's like, dude, you guys are the best. You guys are the best thing that happened to music, man. Like, and you guys don't realize, bro. Like, you guys are gonna be huge. And we're like, bro, like,
bro. Yesterday, as soon as he walked in through the door, as soon as
he walked in through the door, Rockman by McGee started. No, I was talking. No, listen. So I'm in my room, like talking to my girl, and like it's silent, and I was like, and then all of a sudden, like, Rockman by McGee starts playing in the other room. And I was like, man, you hear that's McGee playing? Like, this is like, man, they're playing Rockman right now. I was like, wait a minute, that can only mean one thing. And I like dart out of my room. I was like, I automatically knew Alex was here because Rockman was playing.
Yeah, and honestly, that energy boost was felt even in Rhode Island too, for sure. Like, this is the first time I met Alex. Was like last night.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And
this guy's the goat,
and bro, this is the gang.
Nah,
gang.
Bro, this guy's the goat. Like, bro, first off, touching back on like Salad and Bray joining. Oh my goodness, bro. Graphic designer to like, once you guys hear sign language, the end of that. Oh my goodness, bro. I think seeing Illusion Hills grow right in front of my eyes is like one of the most gracious experiences ever. Truly. Their work ethic is unmatched, and I don't even think they realize like just how, like, I don't even want to say talented. It's almost just natural. Like everyone is different, obviously, but it just feels so like close knit. Like even if there is a fight about something or like disagreements, it feels like that's meant to happen for the sake of like a better product. And
it happens.
It
definitely happens.
It happens.
A lot.
It's awesome.
Alex, just elaborating on what you were saying, like I know, just like knowing you prior to this, it feels like IH kind of found you when they were meant to as well. Like knowing that you went back to the Bay and then like had to figure out a way to get back down here and then moved in with them. It felt very, very natural. But I want to ask you too, like, could you have foreseen this happening like a year ago? Was this a position you expected to be in, like in some way, shape, or form? I know you were like interning and doing A&Ring and stuff, but was this kind of where you wanted to be?
Records, by the way.
So what type of that?
F Atlantic Records, bro. They lay off. Oh, sorry. Wait. Oh yeah, actually I love Atlantic Records, but okay. F music label layoffs, bro. That's what I'll say. Music industry is cutthroat. So, I think given my background, like just kind of trying to work my way into the music industry in my individual journey, like I could have never foreseen. Like this is something I've always dreamed of. Like I remember seeing Illusion Hills on TikTok, bro, and that's like something I'm like, oh yeah, this is something I'm just into, bro. Like I grew up on like collectives, like my whole life, like whether it be Odd Future when I was in 8th grade, and then Brockhampton. So it's just like, oh cool, there's a group in Orange County where I'm going to school doing it. That's fire. And I think what's really, really cool about Illusion Hills is that like there's definitely a space to fill. You know, each of the members' voices, like I feel like it's the perfect time, like 2025 especially, like this is a great time for Illusion Hills. And I'm just super, super grateful to even like get to learn from them. And yeah, it's nothing like the music industry, honestly. It's like getting adopted into this like Adam's family or something like that, where it's just like, what is going on? Like, how are you guys doing this? Genuinely, how are you guys doing this? And there's a lot of stuff that like
You guys are insane.
They're like actually insane. Like I'm overstimulated. The last night I was just so overstimulated, man. We were up for like 4 hours, and I was just like, how are you guys like producing a new song that's like absolute banger, by the way. Like it sounds like a club classics Charlie XCX type of song, and then after that they're like, okay, yeah, now we got to make sure we rehearse. Oh yeah, actually no, cut that out, sorry. I'll just say that there's just so much stuff that they're planning ahead that I'm like, do you guys even realize, like, dude, you guys are releasing a project right now, but they're just forward thinkers. And yeah, shout out Kevin Abstract. That's where I met MJ and Cy for the first time.
Kevin
I met
Abstract.
them at a
Blanket release show.
And they had like Porta Pros with wings, like 3D printed wings. And I was just like, yeah, these guys are just different. They're just so special. And yeah, I forever have a special place in my heart for Illusion Hills.
I got something I want to say about Alex, but I'm just gonna keep it stacked. Bruh, when I first met Alex, bro, he was one of the goofiest dudes I've ever met in my life, and that's coming from the goofiest dude you'll ever meet in your life. But when I look at Alex and being friends with him for going on a year and a half, you could tell Alex is going to be a great family man because he brings this family together, bro. And it's like, and it's one of those things. I didn't cook that hard on that. But
you're a rapper. That was nice.
Nah, yeah. But Alex, bro, Alex really just brings us together, bro. Like, if me and MJ are going at it, bro, Alex is like the mediator. Like, for real. Or like anybody. Like, if we have disagreements, Alex is just like the blessing from God. Like, I don't know. I love this dude, bro. For real. Yeah.
Damn, that was really beautiful.
Shout out Alex.
Shout out Alex. Cool. I think last thing I want to ask you guys, just wrapping it up more generally, anybody can answer this. We can all go around and answer it if you want, or just whoever wants to can take it. If there's like one overarching message that like you could spread through the music, and the visuals and everything else, but just one thing that you would want people to get from Illusion Hills. Like, what do you think that message would be?
Yo, we're different. we're just different, dude. Like, I think the message is that, like, if like what we want to people to see Illusion Hills as is just a bunch of guys, a bunch of and Alyssa.
The guys
Alyssa.
and Alyssa.
And that can do a lot of cool stuff, and we want to share it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not more.
I feel like if you think that you've heard everything that you could possibly have heard, you haven't, because we like, it's really like the stuff that I mean, video interference and the music that we're working on now, it's like genuinely like I haven't heard anything like it, unless like if there is something like it, then please send it to me, because I really like what we're making right now. But yeah, I think it's really just like, as far as message wise, like you can do like whatever you want, and I think that like in the least corny way possible, like bro, friendship, bro, like can take you a long way, man. Yeah, but yeah.
I want to double down on what Salad said. I have one. Oh, okay, 2. Yeah. Double fisted. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
So I would say, just like going on that, we are different. If you divided all of us up into individual people, we will still find the same success. Like we have artists. All of our artists can have a successful solo career. Like all of our film crew could have a successful career. Like
Da Vinci ranked.
And just the fact that we're all together and making stuff together just makes everything so much better, because you have all these so talented people just working together and just making stuff you haven't seen before. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like what we end up talking about anytime we come on like interviewed or like talk about our group is just like basically what you said, like yeah, we end up chasing a goal, but what we really end up talking about is how much fulfillment and happiness that this has brought all of us, because we're all kind of, I don't know, like chasing music, coming straight out of high school and having this big goal, like especially when we first started, it just looks like something that's like unbelievable, especially with like immigrant parents that are like, what the fuck are you doing? Like seriously, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm gonna not go to college and I'm gonna move in with my music group. Yeah, they didn't let me do that. That's why I go to Syracuse. But that's what I said. That's what I said. And I remember crying, like with my parents, and my mom was crying because she was like, I don't want to see you like homeless or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like, you know what? Just for you, I'll go to college. But like we all have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and we're all working really hard at this, because at the end of the day, like there's a balance between having this family that you have and having this art career that you're also chasing. And sometimes, luckily for us, they don't intertwine. I mean, they do intertwine. Sometimes sometimes we have different art journeys that we want to go to. Sometimes we want to go to other things, or are upset about certain things going on. But like to think about a life or making art without your friends that we've worked on for so long and have like built like such a close like special relationship with, like I don't want to become some big director without these guys. Like I don't think any of us want to find success with that while seeing this other group that we used to be a part of not doing well. We want to bring whatever we can to make this thing. Hell yeah.
Pat, I gotta close it out.
What's the question?
Bro.
No. You know what we want.
You know what we want.
Bang. Bang.
All right, Illusion Hills.
You want to say something?
Illusion Hills.
Anybody else or?
Wait, Alyssa has to say something.
Alyssa said nothing.
She just got here.
About what?
What? Message.
What's your message?
Wait, what's your experience like as
member?
A member? Yeah, as a
And
member,
also the only
especially
woman.
The only woman.
You know what's crazy? If you like outline it, makes it weirder.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But also, like being the only.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what? So
many men. What is that like for you?
That's what I was saying. I was like, wow.
But I think that's something to be proud of, me personally.
Do you want to be
You're
a
such
girl
a specimen
athlete?
of a so-
I'm just saying.
That's so good.
I'm just saying.
Why do
I'm just saying, if I was the only woman in IH, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm holding it down, bro. I'm Big Mama.
What the fuck?
You can be the woman of the group then, Alex.
Hey, I'm Big Mama regardless. I'm just saying.
Nah, she's auntie Alyssa, bro.
You know, you should be proud.
No.
I think it's fire.
Wait, who's the oldest member?
You, bro.
Uncle
You're
Bray.
proud of yourself.
Oh my god.
All right, Illusion Hills. Much love to you guys. I love what you're doing, but you all know that for a long time. Huge fan, and believe in you guys more than most people. So I love what you're doing.
We love Dante. We love Above the Bridge. We love Mario.
I watch these interviews on the treadmill at Anytime Fitness. Wow, bro. I'm really on this, bro.
Which one specifically? And what time do you go to work out?
Which specifically?
9 p.m. The second treadmill. I watched the Bray one. Watch all of these, bro.
Alex does watch them. He comments on a lot of them.
Music matters.
Yeah. Thanks. Much love to you guys. Love what you're doing. Wait, real quick. Someone tell them where they could find you, follow you, and stream.
Illusion Hills on everything, on literally everything. Video Interference out now. Go stream it. I don't know. This is probably not coming out tomorrow, so.
Probably not.
But yeah, go stream Video
Armin has something to say.
A lot of new stuff coming. Armin, what you guys say?
Can I get
Please say it.
Can I get a chopped chin, Hawk Tour style, the Aki way? Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Subscribe to Above the Bridge.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Wait, Mario, do you want to get a photo?
Let's go. Probably a lot of photos we'll get.
Wait, like the fucking
Yeah. Wait, I think I can.
sitting on.
Sorry, Dante.